To an incredible development in the case of pedophile billionaire Jeffrey Epstein, who allegedly committed suicide in jail in August, just after his arrest. As a little aside, do you know, one of the things I hate, makes me gag, is journalists being so precious, talking so bravely about how they speak truth to power, clap themselves on the back for being fearless and independent. I wish. I mean, I've seen too much to believe that kind of stuff. The groupthink is one thing, and the other is what I so often see, cowardice and mates' rates, going easy on your mates. Because there's another example that's just turned up, ABC News in America. It's just been accused of covering up the crimes of Jeffrey Epstein and also allegedly of his mate, Prince Andrew, who insists he himself is innocent. Leaked video this week shows an ABC co-anchor, Amy Robach, telling one of her producers on a hot mic that she'd had the whole story for years, including interviews with an Epstein victim, Victoria Roberts, who claims that she was pimped out 3 times to Prince Andrew.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton. We had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like, every day I get more and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my God, what we had was unreal. Other women backing it up. Hey, yep. Brad Edwards, the attorney, 3 years ago, saying, there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. I had it all 3 years ago.
Well, how about that? And I've got to ask, did Robach ever complain publicly about this censorship before the story eventually did get out, thanks to the Miami Herald newspaper? Did she resign in principle, perhaps? Well, And note that this Epstein had very powerful friends, particularly former President Bill Clinton, who flight records show took 27 flights on Epstein's jet called the Lolita Express, which should have been a bit of a warning. And Epstein also had acquaintance more than 20 years ago with now President Donald Trump. But Trump apparently turned on him back then, allegedly over Epstein's treatment of women. But there were many others that Epstein knew, including the Prince. And ABC's shame follows another cover-up. Ronan Farrow claimed with good reason that the NBC network suppressed his reporting on sexual assault allegations against notorious Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein, now facing court, a man with powerful friends, including Hillary Clinton. And it was also alleged that NBC also covered up sexual assault allegations against NBC star Matt Lauer, who was eventually forced to quit when they again came out, and again thanks in large part to Ronan Farrow. But in these cases, mates pulled strings, people were threatened, and Farrow had to quit and go somewhere else before his expose was published. Truth to power. I mean, there are some journalists I tip my hat to, and Ronan Farrow is one of them. Yet these networks who wouldn't publish these true stories have joined other mainstream media outlets that publish and broadcast years of absolute trash about President Donald Trump. But that's okay, because Trump is a Republican and therefore evil. Do you remember the 2 years we got of that fake news that Trump had stolen the election by colluding with Russia? Fake news, since discredited. In Australia too, same story. Our ABC ran an 8-month series of podcasts on this so-called scandal. The ABC's Four Corners ran a 3-part series on this fake story.
Tonight, we begin our special 3-part investigation into the story of the century, the election of US President Donald Trump and his ties to Russia.
The stock and trade of Russian tradecraft is compromising material of some sort.
Trump not only defied political convention, he flirted with notions of treason.
And the other fake news the media went for, you know, like Trump's pick for the Supreme Court. Brett Kavanaugh was actually a teenage rapist, or at least a sexual abuser. No evidence, really. Oh, what about that one about the young teenager who wore a Donald Trump hat? He had actually confronted a native American. Shocking racism. Again, the video showed exactly the opposite. Journalists telling truth to power. Not what I've been seeing.